Canon 6D is my main camera for almost 4 years, and it will stay that way for some time more. I want to talk about what I think makes original 6D that good and what are the reasons to consider buying it even now in December 2017, 5 years after it was introduced. 6D is smaller and lighter than 5D series, but still big enough to allow comfortable full-size grip for all of my fingers. Compare this to Sony Alpha 7 and Alpha 9 models, which boasts as smallest full-frame cameras, but are not comfortable in use and they are not tall enough for full hand grip. I find Canon to have best ergonomics of all brands, but 6D might even be the best one among Canon models. It allows full single-hand operation. All controls are on the right side except mode dial and info button. Menu button can be reassigned to center of the multi-way controller, so even this is covered. Menu system is logical, clear and visually simple. I don't think there is a single item that goes more than 3 levels deep. My favorite details which become apparent only after longer use are the positions of control dials. Front one is above the shutter button where it's easier to reach, not below like Nikon and Sony have them. Big back dial wheel can be rotated infinitely, ideal for fast and continuous browsing through images or changing menu items. I find this solution much better than on cameras which use small protruding back dial. These are more difficult to operate as you can rotate it only by several clicks, then lift your finger, rotate several clicks more, then lift your finger and so on. This big back dial is better solution. After 4 years it works without issues. All buttons feel the same as the first day and I had no problems when shooting in the rain. You can see some cosmetic traces of use on the corners and LCD has some minor scratches, but that's all. Image quality is near perfect. Color rendering is probably my #1 reason why I'm sticking with Canon. Straight from the camera, raw files already have tonalities I like, and for 95% of images I don't need to tweak colors beside white balance and global saturation. Many Nikon, Sony and almost all Panasonic cameras force me to adjust color hues to get the look I want. In terms of color, beside Canon, I think I would be happy only with Olympus and the newer Fuji models. As for resolution, 20 megapixels is enough for me. I don't feel the need for more than that. In fact, bigger files would just eat more hard drive space and would be slower to process. High ISO is still one of the best on the market, definitely in top 10 or 15 cameras. I use it without worries up to 3200, and all up to 12800 with proper exposure and good post-processing, they can look surprisingly clean. Images can be heavily processed before critical level of artifacts and noise pops up. Yes, there are even APS-C sensors with better dynamic range today, but their images do not respond in a similar manner as those from full frame. Full frame simply looks more natural and there is more latitude for processing, not only regarding noise but color fidelity. This is a bit hard to objectively demonstrate, but anyone who processed thousands of images of various objects in various lighting conditions from different cameras probably knows what I'm talking about. And of course, you can easily get shallow depth of field even with f4, let alone nice f2 or f1.4 primes. There is no delay for any function on this camera. As soon as you turn it on, it fires a shot. Playback, zoom and menus appear instantly. GPS with logger is really nice to have for anyone into travel and landscape photography. Personally, I use update time between 2 and 5 minutes. When walking or on bicycle, there is no need for faster location update. After several hours of constant use, it will eat just a few percentages of the battery life. You can activate electronic level in viewfinder. This helps a lot when using wide-angle lenses when it's hard to get perfectly leveled images. I get approximately 1000 shots from a single charge the way I use this camera. It can be less when shooting long exposures or using live view, but it can also be more if shooting in burst mode or just avoiding LCD use. A friend of mine who shoots weddings told me he once got 2700 shots from a single battery and it was still 1/3 full. Central focus point might be the best single focus point ever in any camera. It is dead accurate with almost any lens and focuses in light so low I am having difficulties seeing what's in front of me. Outer points are not bad, but also not as good as the central one. When I bought it, I thought a total of 9 autofocus points will be limiting, but soon I got into habit of focus and recompose technique where 1 point is all I need. Even normal shutter is not exceptionally loud. But when used in silent mode, 6D is rather stealthy. This really comes in handy when you want to stay unnoticed. My favorite lens that I use the most on 6D is the 40mm pancake. It is match made in heaven. This combination is small, light and produces high quality images. 40mm focal range might not be everyone's cup of tea, but for me this is the perfect walk-around lens. When I want to check focus on a recorded image, I can press just one button and head directly to 100% zoom in playback. This is as easy as it can possibly get. Other cameras often require first to enter playback and then sometimes even multiple presses to zoom enough to evaluate focus accuracy. Right now in November 2017, brand new 6D costs around 1200 euros or dollars, give or take. Second-hand cameras go well below 1000 euros and that makes it as one of the most affordable full-frame cameras. Yes, you can find 5D Mark I or II or Nikon D700 even cheaper, but those cameras are behind 6D in many areas. Image quality is great, but if you do heavy shadow recovery, noise can become ugly. For some time now, even a lot of APS-C cameras do it better than 6D, usually those that use Sony sensors. But don't think dynamic range is #1 priority. This is relevant mostly for high contrast landscape and accidentally underexposed images. In real life use, I rarely need to do that kind of shadow recovery. And if I do, for stationary scenes I can bracket and create HDRs. Video looked great 5 years ago, but compared with modern cameras is clearly 2 steps behind. It has moire, it is not particularly detailed, doesn't record more than 30p in Full HD, let alone having 4K resolution, there is no slow motion, and so on. All of these features are standard in many modern cameras. Also, there is no autofocus in video at all. That's why I bought 80D. Video quality is visibly better and has superb dual pixel autofocus. Combined with articulated and touch LCD, 80D is now my main video camera. Well, this is DSLR and optical viewfinder has its advantages. But still, a lot of times I wish it had electronic viewfinder which would give me exposure preview before taking the shot, as well as magnification for accurate manual focus. Fully silent electronic shutter would also be nice. This is why I eagerly wait for Photokina 2018, when Canon will probably introduce its first proper mirrorless camera. Not much is known at this point, but it will be full frame and probably will accept EF lenses natively. Every now and then I am in a situation where I have to lay in dirt to get framing that I want. Articulated LCD would be a nice thing to have. To put it in simple words, this camera works. Keep it simple and stupid is sometimes best philosophy. 6D lets me concentrate on my subject and allows reflex adjustments. It feels like an extension of my head. It is easy to use, reliable and with high quality images. What more can anyone ask from a camera? That's it. If you like my videos, press like, subscribe and check links in the description of the video. Thanks for watching.